We are back on Morning Line. Thanks for joining us. Very good topic this morning. Services for seniors. There's so many of them. It's almost a clearinghouse. 50Forward. With us is Janet Jernigan and Gretchen Funk, both with 50Forward, an organization that helps seniors and I think gives seniors that don't need help things to do where they can help others. So nice to have you both on. And we've got some folks that waited through the break. Let's go to Jewel. Hi, Jewel.
Top of the morning, my friend.
Top of the morning to you, Jewel. What's going on?
Thank you for having these very beautiful, intelligent women on there today.
Our pleasure.
Indeed it is. Listen here, I got a phone call from this guy trying to tell me that I won thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And it was in broken English he was speaking to me. And I said, how could I have won anything if I didn't enter no contest? I said, are you calling from India?
Sure.
And he hung up on me.
Sure. No, it's good for you. You caught that, you know?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I asked him, if you haven't entered nothing, then you ought not pay nothing to get any money that you didn't really win.
Yeah, I would just hang up on them, Jewel, because a lot of them are so slick. You'll ask a question and they're ready for with some kind of answer. The more you talk to them, the more time they have with you on the phone, the better chance they're eventually going to convince you of doing something you shouldn't do. The best rule of thumb, as soon as you know it's bogus, hang up.
Right.
I wanted to ask the ladies, I have an impeccable driving record. I get in my far right-hand lane and do the speed limit. If somebody wants to pass, that's all right. I'm going to get to where I'm going. But it seems my insurance goes up and up and up, and I haven't got any wrecks or speeding tickets or stoplight runs or stop sign, nothing. And yet they continue to raise my insurance. Is there an organization of one that has an impeccable record, which I'm bragging, but I can prove it for a fact, that someone might get a better price on their insurance? Do y'all know someone that might help out? I hope to be 73 come the 20th of this month.
Okay, what do you think? Do you think it's true that as you age, even if you have a clean record, they're automatically going to start slowly raising your premiums as you drive?
Well, I think actuarial science is out there taking a look at, even though Jewel might have a great record, I think they look at all age groups and genders, and you look at teenagers, you look at older adults. So I'm not as familiar with that question. I think that AAA is a group that advocates around automobile issues, and they offer some insurance options. I would suggest maybe calling a group like that. There are other advocacy groups in the community. We definitely advocate for folks to be considered as individuals, no matter what age you are, but when you get into things like insurance, there are buckets that people are placed into and considered.
And then organization AARP, as an example, does the safe driving types of classes, and many times insurance companies for older adults who have taken those classes, that they have some negotiating power on the rates as
do you
well.
Have options that you offer up for the folks who finally do decide they don't want to drive anymore? It's not safe for them to drive anymore. That was an issue with my folks, and they didn't want to give up their car, but they're just, my dad was more dangerous than a 16-year-old in a sports car. I'm just telling you, it's not a good thing. So he doesn't drive anymore, but the issue is getting them transportation. Would you guys deal with that?
Transportation is a big need in this community. In fact, tonight at our Donaldson Center, the mayor will be there having a coffee with any older adults in the community who would like to attend to discuss transportation needs that they have, to present her transit plan and just have dialogue about that. That's from 4:30 to 5:30 this evening at our Donaldson Center.
That's right. In fact, we were talking about that this morning on the newscast. We were promoting that. So she'll be, that's right. Now, her transit plan, I think, will benefit everyone, especially seniors, if it gives better options. Now, are there shuttle programs you can put them in touch with as we stand now with the issues we have? If someone comes in and is like, well, I have trouble getting from home to the store? I don't know. What do you do?
There's some options for transportation. There need to be many more. We have been working recently with a brand new program called Senior Ride Nashville that was started right now in the Bellevue community. It will be moving to Madison. We worked with that program to recruit volunteers to provide one-on-one transportation for people who need that. So that's an option that's very new in this community. At 50Forward, we do provide some limited transportation for people to our centers. Our Adult Day Services program, we provide transportation for that depending on the need and where the person lives in the community. But as an organization, our really biggest challenge, we did a transportation survey. We had more than 500 responses from older adults in regard to their needs, and what we find particularly is needs for group transportation for people who maybe even still are driving, but they don't drive outside of their neighborhood, and opportunities for people to get together. We have some buses. We just need additional resources for drivers to be able to provide more transportation than we do.
Okay. Let's take a call from Robbie. Hi, Robbie.
Hi, how are you today?
Good. What's on your mind?
Well, I'm 56, and when I try to call some of the places to live, you have to be 62 or older, and I was just wondering, is there some kind of help to find people like me who need assistance in finding a place? I have a disability. I have a diabetes that has messed my foot up, and I still drive because it's the left foot. But I just need some kind of resource to find a place down somewhere toward Nashville. I live in Portland right now.
You mean to find a place to live?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're living in Portland now, and you want to move closer to the city?
Yeah. My daughter and my grandchild live in White Creek, and it's hard to see them sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, just in terms of living arrangement situation, is that where you refer, or how can you help someone find what's available out there? And I'll tell you this, the closer you move into the city, the more expensive it gets these days.
Right, that's a challenge.
You know?
Right. Along with transportation, I think housing and housing options are one of the biggest challenges that older adults face because of limited incomes. You know, when we retire, our income remains fixed over time, and Nashville is a growing city.
Prices
you know, you
go
see,
up.
right, you're seeing it's wonderful in many ways for our economy, how the city is growing, but maintaining a place for older adults in that is a challenge that we are advocating about. So for the person who just called, 50Forward can work with people 50 and older, so you're 56. So you certainly can call. Our main number is 615-743-3400, and we can give you information about our care management services. Realistically, from 50 to 62 is the hardest age because there are communities out there that are designed for people 62 and over. But if you have a disability, there are ways to access those living arrangements through that channel. And our care managers are very well aware of all the options that are available and can help connect someone.
That's awesome. Listen, I know she just ran through that number really quick. The fact is, we'll put that up at the end of the program. So the idea is, most people, like you and I, don't sit there with a pen and paper waiting for a number. So the key is, I'll give you a heads up. At the end of the show, we will put up the number for 50Forward so you can write it down and then make the call and then get started on whatever it is you need help with along those lines. So we've got the lines open if you want to jump in. They were fuller earlier. We've got some space now. If you want to jump in, 737-7587 on some of the services or questions that 50Forward can answer for you. Let's go to Olivia. Hi, Olivia.
Hi, how are y'all? I'm glad that you brought up housing because I really have a beef with housing.
Okay.
I thank God that I have a place to stay and a roof over my head, but some of these old HUD houses are full of mold. They're still letting people smoke in them. Our health is declining because of the situations, and some of us just can't move from where we're at. When you get a $23 raise from Social Security. Well, Medicare takes it. Medicine goes up. You have to pay for medicine premiums go up, and then they skyrise your, $16 off of HUD. That just, you might as well not even get a raise. But I'm just wondering. I'm not saying this derogatory toward the city, but why isn't someone interested in taking care of our quality of living and where we live? I think we deserve that. We put in the system. I'll be 70 next year, and my health is I've lived in four HUD house rises. 3 of them has had mold, and the one I'm living in now, like I say, I thank God I've got housing. I'm not homeless, and but my health is declining, and no one listens. They don't listen to us.
Well, I mean, and by the way, have you reported the mold to the? I mean, you're in HUD housing, so is there a landlord or a representative that works the scene there?
We don't get any. You report it, okay? And I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
So I don't know who else I could report it to.
I gotcha. Okay.
I have a situation in my bathroom that's deplorable.
Yeah.
And I reported it, but it's not changed. And I was told that I could get a new appliance if I needed to. But then if I'm going to buy it out of my pocket, are they going to take it out of my rent and give it back to me?
There you go. Right. Any thoughts on people that are in a difficult situation like that?
Right. Yeah, that sounds like a tremendously difficult situation. I'm so sorry you're facing that. It sounds like you are a good advocate for yourself, which I think is very important. We work with folks in these kind of situations every day, and we do a lot of advocacy. It's true that a lot of the subsidized senior towers in town are aging. They might be decades old. I think there will be some changes coming up because some of those subsidies are changing currently, and that offers some opportunity. It also makes us a little concerned because housing that had been set aside for older adults could be transitioned now that Nashville is so popular to all age groups. Again, I think our care managers could help advocate for you. We had a similar situation recently, and we ended up helping the person to move to a better opportunity for them. Very difficult. I think it's good that you're out there sharing this information and letting people know everyone deserves to be treated with dignity and respect, and we have to help everyone's voices to be heard.
Let's take a break. That's a great message right there. When we come back, more of your phone calls, our final segment with our guests on 50 Forward right after this. Well, you're right. I mean,